Yep.
You're leaving us.
This is so weird.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. As Boys to Men once said.
I spent so much time in this closet, dude. It's like such bad air in here. I think I'm gonna be healthier now that I'm leaving. So.
Packing up your stuff.
I got some stuff.
Yeah. You taking that 360 with you?
Oh, this thing?
Can I have it?
Fucking good.
What?
You can have that.
I don't have one
bag
yet.
right there.
I have that.
Look, dude. This is actually Zips. This is one of.
Well, I'm one up.
Look, I'm gonna leave it here. The minute I walk out of here, like this is like.
That's it?
Yeah, this is like open season. You guys can go crazy. So
when you walk out?
I'm still here, dude. You know,
I know. No rush. No rush.
Don't worry about it.
No rush.
No rush. Don't worry about it, then.
All right.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. And tell Mark to go away too. Yeah.
Yo, Sean, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
What's this?
Hidden?
Oh, the hidden. Oh, is it Source?
Yeah, it's
That's funny. I was just gonna come over and talk to you about the Mod Summit thing you wrote in CGW. It's fucking awesome. A lot of stuff coming out of the independent developers is so much more interesting than what playing like the next Prince of Persia on your PC or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes that's the case.
Yeah.
I mean, like we were talking earlier, how in CGW now we've got just full-on previews and reviews for games like this now, and I actually get more coverage than say like 25 to Life or something like that, because I think for typical PC player, they're actually more interested or more likely to spend their time. They've already got Half-Life 2, and they've got this wealth of other games available to them. They're more likely to be interested in something like that. So in this case, in Hidden's case, what they've done, it's something that's a lot closer to the Spies versus Mercs mode in the last two Splinter Cells. Right. You've got radically different teams. On the one team, you've got just a bunch of guys with guns. Basically, their thing right now is to stay together, because what they're fighting against on the other team is a single Hidden, which is basically an invisible player. Not quite invisible, kind of like what you see in Predator or something, where there's this sort of like optic camouflage. You can see a shimmer or something like that. He's got nothing but a blade, and so he's got to get in close to do it. But conversely, massively mobile, can leap really far, can cling to walls, cling to roofs.
So he's like Spider-Man with a knife.
Right. And then it's also got a few pipe bombs for limited use. The cool thing about the game is, as you're playing, it has its own pace. It's the more of the squad members the Hidden takes out, the easier it then becomes for the Hidden, because the people become progressively more panicked and do stupid things. The Hidden can pick up things, and since it's invisible, what you basically see then is something floating.
Nice.
And that's cool in and of itself, but then when what you see floating is a body of the guy that was right next to you who just got chopped up, then all of a sudden you see the body pick up and fly across the room in front of you. Then you start shooting and freaking out. Everyone on your team starts shooting and freaking out. All the bullets are spent, all the magazines are empty. Then all of a sudden it's like, boom, someone else gets killed by the Hidden. It's obviously really fun to be the Hidden. It's fun to be the invisible guy and to freak people out and to just watch them like come apart at the seams as you're playing.
Especially since the gameplay is so much different than standard FPS gameplay.
Right. And the challenge now is to make it more exciting for the squads, and that's basically what these guys are doing. And then, we're looking at a beta right now.
Right.
The next iteration, they're going to put up a heads-up display that's basically like the motion tracker in Aliens, the movie, but instead of showing the enemy, it just shows your teammates. So you can then see when someone just suddenly dies or something, you're like, oh, that guy's in the room next to me. And then their body will also be tracked. So you can see if the Hidden's running around with it, which, as I said, they'll do just to mess with you, but they also get health off it. So they'll be running it around, clutching it like a teddy bear, but just like basically sucking the juice out of it and then throw it away. So it's like you can see that on your radar too.
Well, I've been playing lots of FPS on console lately, so it's nice to be able to just come back to Half-Life 2 and have all these new experiences. You know, for something that's completely different, for something that really just like switches up the way that you're used to playing. There's no better way to just hop in and, you know, grab a mod and start it up, and it's all free. It's so awesome.
And now is like the perfect time, really, to be getting back into it. It takes people time to learn how to use it. Yeah, to get their concepts into a playable state and everything.
Right.
And right now, all that stuff is just happening. So this is like the first in the forefront of a number of games that are all going to be coming out in one form or another soon. Insects Infestation, which, believe it or not, is a first-person. It's a game. It's a realistic presentation, so it's not like Bug's Life or something. But it's all insects. It's ants versus termites versus wasps, and it's first-person. So it's like you're looking at your mandibles in front of you, or your alt fire. You'll see your tail come up to shoot formic acid or something. But it's also an RTS where like you're creating these pheromone paths, and NPC workers or something are going to be harvesting the material, and there's all these different plants and fungi that you can create that work in a way an RTS game would. RTS FPS combo is huge right now. So another game coming out called Iron Grip is like one team plays from an RTS perspective. The other team is the first person perspective.
Right.
It's kind of an interesting mix. I got Ryan behind me on CGW, totally into the RTS.
Right.
I like both, but lean more toward the FPS. And it's like, here's a chance we can face off against one another, provided that they're able to balance it and whatnot. Nuclear Dawn was just they just blew the lid on that this morning.
I heard about that.
And that looks really cool. I mean, it's one of those ones where you were talking about it, you look at it and it's like, but it looks like Fear. It looks better than the majority of stuff on 360 right now.
Super polished.
The cool thing is talking about the different people from Mod Summit, and there's like guys, that are making mods now, and then the people that like, id and DICE and Epic and all these guys that make the engines, and then there's the in-between stories like Tripwire that are making Red Orchestra, which is now a retail game. So when they started shopping their game around, what they were getting was people insisting, prospective publishers insisting that they cut the very gameplay aspects that made their game innovative because they weren't tried and tested in the big space, And so they've got that perspective. Ultimately, they found a way to do it the way they wanted, If you go to moddatabase.com, which is an excellent site to track all this stuff, people just, as soon as they have an idea, they start a website and stuff. And what happens is the majority of these never come about. Jeff Morris at Epic pointed out that all that freedom doesn't necessarily, has a lot of, potential for failure with it too.
A couple people or one person end up doing a whole bunch of work, other people can't commit, and nothing gets done. So it's I think the mod teams that have found found some sort of synergy where they can all work together, those guys should just stay together and make shit,
It's amazing when they do accomplish it because, like, for all those reasons you said, sometimes they've never seen each other. The guys that are making Black Mesa Source are now yet another mod. It's an entire remake of the original Half-Life, but in the new engine and
I've
stuff.
been following that because I actually would really, really, really like to play that.
Right. And those guys are like, none of the team members have ever met one another. And it's fun to root for them, the underdogs. Like, hey, and then when they get it done, they'll all meet in Vegas and have some drinks and see what happens from there. But yeah, it takes a lot of work, so.
Well, anyway, this is all really interesting. I'm glad CGW is heading in that direction.
Keep playing the mods.
Yeah, exactly. Find me on AIM next time you're on Plains and Hidden, and I'll meet up with you there.
Cool.
Cool. I'll check you later, man.
Okay. Yeah.
That's you. Hey.
Hey, John. Oh yeah, nice shoes. I'm okay. Talking to John and the John.
Very funny.
But you've never heard that before.
I haven't seen you for ages. What have you been doing?
Well, to be honest, I've been getting a job at some other company.
What?
Yeah, I meant to tell you this, but I'm leaving to go to Microsoft. I'm actually giving notice.
When?
Now?
Here? This is very unconventional, Jack.
Well, I didn't want to, say it to your face, so I thought this would be.
So you should, quit with your pants down. That's the way to do it. So what are you going to do for them?
I'm going to be developing a 360 game, but I can't say which yet. So
Really?
Yeah. But it's not. I'm not going to bungee. I'll just say that much. So.
You're not going to bungee.
Yeah.
But you won't tell me what you're going to do.
Well, they won't let me talk about it. So, and I don't want to get fired before I start. So, I'm gonna start in a couple of weeks. Just I have to. There's a lot of stuff to take care of. Basically, we're gonna transplant ourselves up there. So there's a lot to move.
Oh, we'll miss you very much. I'll miss these chats we had, Chuck.
Yeah, well, it was once a week, right? We seem to be on the same cycle.
You're very regular.
We both are.
Okay, so
I guess that's that.
I'll see you later before you go, I guess.
I'll catch you later, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a good one, though.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Hey, Jen.
Hey.
So, Game of the Month high, I leave EGM for 1 month, and suddenly these two no-name handheld games are Game of the Month? What the hell? Drill Dozer?
Yep. Yeah, but Mark, I believe you were on the review for Drill Dozer, so you contributed a whole 8.5 points to that Game of the Month
This is
tie.
True. Drill Dozer is actually awesome. I remember somebody walking around very frustrated, very like, what the? God, what the? I'm too old for this shit. What's going on?
I am too old for this shit, actually. That is, my hands, my cramped, grizzled hands. Because I worry about, like, repetitive stress injuries and carpal tunnel, you know, like, my brother destroyed his hands playing games. So I worry about that, and I was kind of like, okay, my hands hurt.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna, like, try it one more time.
Yeah.
I was, like, risking physical damage to my hands in order to play it, and I'm like, okay, that's something special.
I'm actually really glad I got Game of the Month in EGM, right? Because otherwise, a lot of people wouldn't even look twice at it. It's like a little cute ponytailed girl in a mech, and everybody's like, okay, it's this Japanese, like, you know,
it definitely
action
seems
game.
Initially, even for the first couple hours, it seems just like standard 2D, running and jumping, and oh yeah, you happen to be drilling, which is like a gimmick because the GBA vibrates or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily blow you away until you realize, like, well, it just gets so intense.
Right.
And so the platforming becomes so, like, compelling in a sort of, sometimes a horrible way.
Because you have, like, the L and R thing, right, where you drill in either direction, which is actually really cool. I mean, so that part actually grabbed me right from the start, because you're like drilling and smashing the stuff.
That's something that's brilliant about it, in that you, like, forget all the things you can do. And I think there was a part where, like, you got stuck, and and then I got stuck, and you knew exactly where it was, and it was something that was like, it was one of those aha moments. You knew exactly what you were supposed to do, but you kind of forgot that you even had that capacity.
Yeah, because there's so many things. So you can drill into a brick, and then you start to drill the other direction, and it catapults you the other way. And it teaches you those things one by one, and then eventually you have to use all of them, and you're just like, wow, you're doing all this stuff, but it's really still only with the 2 buttons, which I thought was really brilliant.
Whole arsenal.
I thought also the bosses were really cool. I mean, some of them were pretty challenging, but it was all like so cool how they all used the mechanic. You know, they all used the drill.
And it really, like, I think it was the one where I just was like, wow, I can't believe that they're throwing this at me now, but in a good way. Like the one where it's a maze and you have to, like, you sort of have to do it, you have to be in a certain gear, and you kind of have to predict by looking ahead, just like a couple curves ahead. It tells you whether you need to be in 3rd gear or 2nd gear or 1st gear. And you're just kind of like, wow, I just didn't see this coming. I found myself just, like, I found myself longing to try again, you know,
Right.
just like really into it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, another thing that that I thought it used, the whole rumble mechanic, like, actually added a lot to this game. Like, some of the games, it's like, you can take it or leave it. You know, even the pinball games, it's not that exciting. Everybody sees the cartridge, they're like, whoa, why is the cartridge is so big? You know, it sticks out of your GBA, but it actually, you know, gives you that tactile, because you spend so much time just sitting there drilling into a wall, you know, so much time, so much of the game you're like. And you could drill through the other stuff too. I loved that, drilling through toilets and plants and desks and trees and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But you spend so much time actually, like, just sitting there boring through stuff, sort of having that sensation, I thought was
Yeah,
like...
it did kind of, it gave me that feeling of, like, pretending to drive a stick shift or something, you
Right,
know? Like,
right.
it creates this illusion of actually needing to shift gears. I definitely found myself having a lot more fun than I initially, in my, like, cynical kind of like, oh man, this game sucks or whatever.
So what do you think about the whole, like, what the game looks like even now? Because personally, like, I, you know, having grown up with those kind of games and loving those games, like, it appeals to me, but at the same time I wonder if it's going to keep a lot of people from playing it, you know?
I really don't think so. I mean,
Yeah.
because I guess the thing is with GBA games, not to say your expectations are low, but you're sort of pleasantly surprised when the gameplay is fun. You don't
Right.
really expect the graphics to be great, and I think the graphics are fine. I mean, you actually can, like, your character is bona fide cute.
Yeah.
I hereby declare.
And there's really great
character's
animations,
cute.
and it's funny.
Yeah,
like, they have...
I can get really jaded about cutscenes too,
Yeah.
you know, and with, like, a cheesy story and Detective Carey, you know, and the evil diamonds, and, you know, I mean, it was pretty damn cliched, but at the same time, the cliche kind of, it takes you by surprise by not being stupid,
Right.
you know, not being dumb. And so it's kind of like, it's simple. It's not going to blow you away, but it's also not going to annoy you. So I think the same can be said of, like, the whole graphic style.
Have you guys heard anything back from where, has anybody been like, what are these games that got Game of the Month yet? I mean, I know like, people here have been like,
Yeah, I
like,
haven't
that's
actually...
interesting.
I haven't heard that much feedback, but I would love to know what people think.
Right.
I want to know what people think of Age of Empires, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because Drill Dozer, I feel like, has just, like anybody could pick it up and try it out, you know?
Right.
Age of Empires is a slightly tougher beast.
So, have you played, like, other, like, Civ and Age of Empires and other games like that? Or?
Yeah, I played a lot of Civ 2 and Civ 3 on the PC, and that stuff rules, but I never played Age of Empires.
I think we were talking about this before. It's sort of like stripped down PC game. You know, it's got a lot of the fun stuff of the PC game, but not the complexity as much. So it seems like missions go faster. It's easier to get into. Although there were a couple things that I thought were a little bit tough to figure out. Like, there was one level where I was trying to advance from Castle Age to Imperial Age or whatever, and it took me forever. I was like, why am I? I've researched everything. I've got all my ducks in a row. Why am I not advancing?
Yeah.
And there are little things like that that I think is helpful if you read the manual.
Yeah. I actually went back and played Age of Empires on the PC after I played this because I've fallen in love with it. You know, we play all these review games. It says something when you play it after you had to play it, like, nonstop. And I couldn't stop playing it. Actually, these review cards, you're supposed to send back long ago.
Took mine home 2 nights in a row and played it till way too late at night, like playing it in bed, you know.
Yeah, when you
It's really, really fun. One of the downsides is that it is hard to see. I like the dual screen thing. Like, I like seeing the information on top and then your little figures on the bottom. But it is really hard to tell some of the units.
It absolutely is. And I've definitely, like, really raged a few times because, like, you know, like, oh, those were horse archers, and I ran them up next to some
That's my biggest
pikemen,
mistake. I thought
I'm
they were
like,
knights. And it sucks that you can't sort of rotate the camera and kind of take a better
you can't
look
zoom
at it or
in.
something. Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I always felt stupid when I did mess up because it's right there on the screen.
But I find I do not look at the screen enough.
I don't.
Maybe that's my problem, is I just need to look at it
The
more.
other thing, I don't even use the stylus. Like, you're using the stylus.
I use it
found
only
myself not
to look,
even
only to like access that bottom menu with like your stuff, but I hardly ever use it.
I
It's
end up
actually
using the
a
edge
lot
of my nail.
easier.
As you do well in the campaign, you get points that you can then go into the menu and buy bonus items. You can buy, you know, new maps, and you can buy additional, you know, types of siege weaponry. Yeah, you should definitely check it out because, and that's the kind of thing that will make me, that causes replayability. I mean, this game is all about replayability. It's insane amounts, like, well worth the price in my opinion, just because you are going to have, like, many hours of gameplay. I will say, Shu and Greg Ford and I, you know, for the review, we played multiplayer games. We tried wirelessly, and we were all too far apart, even if we stayed together, because and we'd get like 40 minutes along in this beautiful epic battle, and we were all built up, and like somebody's connection would wig out and seriously piss me off, because there's no way to save wirelessly. The only way you can save the game is to play the hot seat, and that slows it right down. Because you take your turn, then you hand it over, and they take your turn.
So, like, unless we finish this game, you're saying that we can't just save it as is and go off and do our separate things.
Yeah. Your heroes, you know, like Joan of Arc, she has all these special abilities.
Oh my god, she's awesome. I think her abilities might be the best.
Maybe we're biased because we're girls, but I do like Joan of Arc
but
best
she
as
has
well.
the healing ability. She's divine faith or whatever. She has the ability to, like, reduce all the enemies' defense and to raise her own.
But all of them have, like, a version of that.
Yeah.
They all have the town center power, where if he's on a town center, it's cheaper. Recruit for the cause, I think it's called. Yeah. And I really like that one, when you need to, like, get troops out there fast.
I also love the little history bits, I have to say. Like, the first time through, I actually read them through, and it was kind of this neat, you know, they really did their research. As a former history major, I was very happy about that.
And it's just the right level too, because somebody like me, I'm scrolling right through that. I gotta tell you, even the first time, I'm like, history hater? Yeah, Joan of Arc. Yeah, she fought Genghis Khan. That would have been rad. You know?
That would have been.
I know, and it is. You can do that. You can do that. My advisors have warned me of ill portents, and the men worry. The men worry, just like a man.
They have no faith in you.
They
That's
have no
what
faith.
That means.
I'm Joan of Arc. Your units suffer negative 5% attack and defense for this
now's
day.
the time to attack.
Yeah.
Come on, boys. Let's go,
I told you that.
Minamoto.
I mean, plus 5%. Crap. Anybody who is a fan of the PC game would be pretty nervous hearing that it was going to the DS. It's a weird leap, you know?
Yeah.
But I think they did a really good job, even though, you know, they changed that core mechanic. Making it turn-based is a simple way, and they simplified all the right things. And it is really, I think, for a strategy game, easy to pick up and play. And in some regards, better than Advance Wars to me. And
Whoa,
Advance Wars.
whoa.
In some
Treading
regards,
on thin ice there,
I know,
Kathleen.
I'm going to get my butt kicked.
You know how I feel about Advance Wars.
I know. The empire building parts of it really do make it kind of fun.
That is true. Like,
You know?
Advance Wars has some of that, and I love that, you know, like building the barracks, but I love the whole research and advancement kind of thing where you get to, like, choose, okay, I'm going to specialize in, so you get, like, forging and all these weapons things to make your attack really powerful, or you take the defensive route. Anyway, I think that's brilliant. Ooh, I got a good omen. No.
Rub it in. Dang. Well, you missed out on my bad omen. I'm all better now.
I don't know where you are.
I know you don't.
You're
never going to see me coming.
I'm out of gold.
You won't even see me coming.
Cheers, Che.
Cheers.
Yo, give me a call in 3 months when you're bored shitless.
Okay, you know, I'm gonna ask you, like, how is this Spam Presto game? Because I have no idea, and you gotta tell me.
I'm gonna say, like,
yeah, should I import? Yeah.
I'm gonna give you like a lifeline into the real world. I'm gonna like funnel you your oxygen. You're gonna be like, what's happening with Games Milk? I'll be like, this is what's happening right here, right now.
Courtesy of John, everybody. John.
Are you for real, Jason?
For real?
Look at that! You gotta jump out of one.
Che, what's up? We're having a party for you and you ditched.
I know. I had to clean up.
It's so empty. Where's all your toys?
All my robots, they're sleeping in their robot beds. Look at this thing. I'm taking the it's old school XPN.
Dude, I freelanced for XPN. Remember? That was how we.
That's
that
right.
How we met?
Yeah, you and Justin.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to put this at Microsoft, like in my cube area. Like somebody killed this game, and this is a constant reminder. That's like that's a subversion.
So you're gonna get an office then?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna have to. This might be like the separator between my cube and some other dude's cube. So
yeah, it could work. Yeah, so you know we're hanging out and stuff. So you should come over.
Last time I was there were like four warm beers. So maybe we should restock.
Well, if it's beers you want rather than our company, we can get more beers.
I want your company, okay?
Okay, so we'll see you there then.
Yes. And also, I had to kill Mikey's lizard man. He kicked my ass earlier. So.
That's right.
All right.
See ya.
Don't wanna go to work today. Wanna go home and play all my video games. No, don't wanna take it nice and slow.
Wanna
get ready to go on the one-up show. On the one-up show, you know you be a star. On the one-up show, you already are. Every day is a holiday. Goodbye. So long, I bet you'll miss me when I'm gone. Promise you won't stop, you'll keep it on. I'll see you all on the one-up show. That's how I'll always know. One up, one up, one up. My friends are going on. One up, one up, one up. And I'll see you all. One up, one up, one up. On the one-up show.
Che? Yeah. I'm gonna miss you so much. Can you feel that? Can you feel my warmth?